Maria had just lost her job. She was sitting alone in a park, feeling hopeless. As she sat there, she noticed an elderly woman struggling to carry her grocery bags. Without thinking, Maria jumped up and offered to help. The elderly woman, Mrs. Thompson, was grateful. As they walked together, Mrs. Thompson shared that she had just lost her husband and was struggling to cope. Maria listened, and tears began to fall from her eyes. Mrs. Thompson saw her tears and asked, "Dear, what's wrong?" Maria shared her own story of losing her job. Mrs. Thompson took Maria's hand and said, "We're not alone, dear. We're in this together." In that moment, Maria felt a sense of connection and hope. As they parted ways, Mrs. Thompson handed Maria a small piece of paper with her phone number. "Call me tomorrow," she said. "We'll figure this out together." The next day, Maria called Mrs. Thompson. They met for coffee, and Mrs. Thompson introduced Maria to her network of friends. Soon, Maria found a new job. Years later, Maria and Mrs. Thompson remained close friends. Maria never forgot the kindness Mrs. Thompson showed her in her darkest moment. This story reminds us that even in our toughest times, a small act of kindness can change someone's life, and that human connection is the greatest gift of all.